I haven't seen anybody with so many injuries and come back stronger than SRT.
I don't think aura gets bigger than Tendulkar in this country. I remember media in Pakistan quoting some random ophthalmologist to say that he may have a problem with his eyesight, quoting some orthopedist to say that his body is slowing down. God knows where views were coming in from everywhere. And 2007, you see an avatar of Tendulkar that takes you straight back to the 90s.
Viru challenged me. Ram, I'll challenge you to take MS Dhoni to the gym. He will never come. I'll give you whatever you ask for. Believe it or not, within 15 minutes, MSD came to me. Anna, let's do the gym. Viru fell off the chair.
The Virat Kohli that I remember in 2011 in Barbados, I was walking down one street at some 11:30, 12 at night. And it was a party lane. 12 o'clock at the night, you see Virat Kohli like kind of full on in party mode. And then you would wonder, yeah, this guy, like, where is he headed with his cricket? Like, kind of. That Virat Kohli I remember. And then I remember the Virat Kohli who took charge of the Indian Test team in 2015.
He sacrificed a lot. We see an end product. What he underwent, nobody knows.
There are so many things about Sachin Tendulkar that immediately come to mind. His wagon wheel, the number of runs he scored. At times, if you would ask me what is the best Sachin Tendulkar shot that you've ever seen, I don't know whether it's a straight drive or the back foot punch or the square cut six. There are so many things about Tendulkar, but the one thing that sticks out in my mind, looking at a poster where, it is Tendulkar's body standing upright. Every single part of that body, that chart explained what injury has it gone through or what surgery has it gone through or, what is the niggle or hamstring or something or the other. There is not a single part of his body that has kind of not gone through the rigor of time. Who better than you to tell me?
No, absolutely. That's his physiology wagon wheel.
Physiology wagon wheel.
So, yeah, absolutely. Yes, I've told this before. He has got injuries in all the joints in his body. All 9 joints have been injured. And his tendons, whether it's a bony injury or a muscle injury or a tendon-related injuries. I don't think I've seen any sports person with so many injuries and still shifting on all 12 cylinders and hammering the bowlers, basically from any angle you take it. One of the most unique sports person cutting across any sport. I haven't seen anybody with so many injuries and come back stronger, better than before, than SRT. He leads as an example, not only as a cricketer, but as a person who defied sports science in many aspects. I'll give you one nice example. This was in 99-2000 when he had a back injury against Pakistan. He had a severe back spasm and there was an issue. As usual, we have our own experts talking about biomechanics and exercise physiology, etc., etc. Injury prone, he has to reduce the bat weight. Otherwise, a lot of angular momentum, torque is created. So his spine is going to take a beating and he's not going to play for a long period of time. Exactly after 6 months, he defied everybody wrong.
On the trip to Pakistan in 2006, obviously runs were not coming easy. The kind of headlines that I read on during that tour and after, I remember media in Pakistan quoting some random ophthalmologist to say that he may have a problem with his eyesight. Random guys quoting some orthopedist to say that, his body is slowing down. God knows where views were coming in from everywhere. This is 2006 I'm talking about. And 2007, you see an avatar of Tendulkar that takes you straight back to the 90s.
I remember an instance when he came to Chennai to train with me when I was in Pace Foundation. I'll give you a couple of anecdotes which will be very, very interesting about SRT, why he stands apart from all the cricketers, whoever I see. In 2006, he had a shoulder issue. Then Andrew and me were helping out. At that point of time, somebody asked me, one of the media people, I refused to give interview because taking credit for somebody else's, problems. So finally, somebody spoke to me. I said, minimum he has got 5 to 6 years. His best is yet to come. At that point of time, a couple of media guys, I could hear, just because he has come to him, he is telling good things about him. Then the way Sachin shifted his gear, It's really, really unbelievable. He flowed it, and 2010 was one of his best years. Rest all is
The
history.
double hundred.
Double hundred, absolute one. February 24th, one of the
My
best
birthday.
days. Your birthday, my wedding anniversary day. It was one of the best memories I had, apart from World Cup. That is the best memory I had as far as cricket is concerned. Relish it till our last breath. That's one of the lifetime to see those instances, innings. Live, sitting in the dressing room and watching the god of cricket play.
I remember this from somebody else's interview that in life, the percentage of people who actually excel in a particular field, professional space, get to do exactly what they want to do. And that satisfaction level, how it multiplies. In your case, perhaps you're a trainer by profession,
Yes.
a high performance trainer by profession. But the fact is, you love cricket. On the top of that, you like watching Sachin Tendulkar bat.
Absolutely.
On top of that, you get to work for 5 years at Sachin Tendulkar's peak with Tendulkar himself. Job satisfaction of the highest.
Extremely lucky. I'm very gifted on those parameters. I came to cricket because of Sachin. It may sound very supercilious or very, as I'm spinning web, and I think as usual, you spin web to make the story interesting.
But even then, it is Tendulkar.
Exactly. No story is uninteresting when SRT is involved. To be very honest, the current cricket scenario in the world and India, it's all laid by Sachin Tendulkar. Whoever is benefiting now, whether it's IPL or KPL, whichever PL it is because of SRT, one man who changed the entire...
Why do you say that?
Because from economic aspect of it, from marketing, sports management aspect of it, from bringing in new things, new thought process into the cricket aspect of it, the way he trains, the way he looked at himself, coming out of injury, what did he do? Something completely different. He always does something out of the box. He doesn't go by the normal route, what others do. That is why he is completely different. He is more of an icon than a superstar or a legend. Iconic level. He knew exactly how his body moves, what suits him. If any SNC need to learn anything about cricket high performance, you have to talk to SRT. He is an encyclopedia. Nobody knows about it. Nobody has scratched the surface on this. He knows exactly every exercise, whatever we do, he'll sit down and discuss.
He can go into details like nobody's business.
Seriously?
I have experienced this in one of the conversations I had. It's like Inception, that movie.
Exactly.
Where he talks about one thing,
Dream
he
it,
takes
dream
it to
it,
another
dream it.
level.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he starts talking about that, he takes that to another level. It's never ending.
It's like a parallel world, parallel dimension. Completely. You will be taken by surprise. The amount of people whom he have met, some experts, top of the line sports medicine experts, or biomechanics, or exercise physiologists, etc., etc. You won't even know till you talk to him. You cannot faff around with SRT with jargons and superlatives. No, he'll tear you apart completely.
Even logic wise, he's very precise. And I'll tell you why I'm saying this. This was the pandemic, I remember, 2020, first year of the pandemic. Spit and saliva and sweat was banned on the cricket ball. I don't know, it was something else that I had texted him for. He said, I'll call you back. He called me back as usual, and he says, I'll call you back. Like, we spoke about the subject that I wanted to chat about. And then randomly we started discussing. And this was like just a random conversation about no saliva, no spit. I think day and night tests were a matter of great discussion. I remember the conversation from where it started and where he took it. He started about, as it is, 2 new balls have stopped any kind of swing. Then he's like, saliva and sweat is not being allowed, is going to be an issue. Then he says a certain amount of wax should be made compulsory. ICC should mandate it. Umpires should keep it during play, make it legal. Then he goes on, inception levels keep going on. Then he's like, but you know what? Saliva is thicker than sweat. So you need to keep 2 different elements. Saliva acts differently, sweat acts differently. Then he's talking about day and night test matches. In day that he's like, but I think, in India there is dew. If you're playing a day and night test match in the evening when the ball is rolling on the field, it is collecting dew. How do we store that ball? Because next morning that water is going to stiffen the...
Oh my God, and
this guy just goes
he'll go
on and
far ahead of what you can even think. One anecdote, This was in 2000 when the Indian team had a camp in Chennai before going to Kenya. Champions Trophy, if I'm not wrong. Andrew was leading the show.
Andrew Lepus.
Andrew Lepus. Poor guy, was managing the entire team, both fitness and I don't know how he
Yeoman
managed.
service for Team India.
Seriously, one of the guy who really nobody talks about it. I think he has done an amazing job in bringing a lot of things into the system. Andrew he said, Ramji, can you manage the fitness testing? I said, with song on my lips. So I said I was doing the testing for all the players. Sachin came in. We did the thing called sit and reach test for hamstring flexibility, checking your lower back and hamstring flexibility. First, all of them did. Then Sachin came. He did zero, unacceptable. He said he couldn't believe himself. Ramji, just give me 5 minutes. Let others finish. I'll come last. He went inside the MRF Pace Foundation gym. He did something. By the time I was doing the testing for others, he said, 5 minutes, I'll do 6 inches. 6 inches is a norm, good level. He came, he saw, we concurred, literally.
So what
He did
did
6
do?
inches. 5 minutes, I don't know what he did, boss. I don't know what he did because I was busy here doing the testing for others. He came last, he did 6 and then he looked at me and said, I told you. I said, boss, what will I say? What can I say?
But then, like, does he go into a zone?
He gets into a different zone altogether. I don't know. I really don't know what he did there. 6-inch flat. I will say this under any court of law. I have said this many times. Similarly, lot of other factors when we are in Australia, how he grasped things very, very quickly. For example, we did Pilates way back, 2006, we were doing Pilates work. We were doing to get the bracing technique of transverse abdominis, which is a very specific muscle to brace. Bang on, first breathing. I couldn't believe, boss. I couldn't believe. These are the things which makes him completely different. How he is able to control his body through his mind. He is not a normal sportsman. He's born for cricket. If he is born for even motorsport, he would have done phenomenally well. He would have given Naren Kate and run for money, for sure.
He loves his food. I sometimes feel what are the sacrifices he would have made in terms of not eating what he actually likes to eat while he was playing.
2011 World Cup, everybody wants to win for Tendulkar. There's no two ways about it. Every player and every support staff, we all wanted to win for SRT, period. And for that, he has to set an example, no? He avoided a lot of food and he wanted to bring a body fat percentage down. It was 14 or 15. I remember he wants to bring it down to 10. Ramji, if I can bring it down to 10 during World Cup, I have achieved that. He brought it down to 10. In Chandigarh, I remember that again during semi-finals. I did the skin fold. I still have all the readings. Absolutely. It's a treasure for me. He led by example. He led by example and people looked up to him.
I was working with the Indian Express at that time. I'm talking about 2005, February. Okay. For a full year, Tendulkar had been out of action because of tennis elbow. I remember those quotes, I couldn't even lift a cup of tea, a cup with my hand, the pain that he had to go through. The amount of times I've spoken to Dr. Joshi, he used to tell me about, those midnight calls that he would get from him. A harrowed Tendulkar thinking whether he's going to play for India again or not. I mean, and he was making a comeback and he had to play the Duleep Trophy. He wanted to play the Duleep Trophy game in Hyderabad. I have covered a lot of domestic cricket, but I don't think I have covered a high-profile match as big as that in Indian domestic cricket. West Zone versus South Zone. West Zone had Tendulkar, Wasim Jafar, Irfan Pathan, Zahir Khan.
Oh my God.
You name Parthiv Patel, everybody.
Full works.
Ajit Agarkar,
Oh my God.
And South Zone had Anil Kumble, Rahul Dravid, VVS Lakshman, Sridharan Sriram, Venugopal Rao. I covered that match. And Tendulkar was obviously the big... See, even Anil Kumble was coming back from a shoulder injury.
Slap lesion, rotator cuff injury.
So he would keep an ice pack all the time, VVS Lakshman's knee was a talking point at that time. Everybody was, in that game trying to prove fitness. And Tendulkar was making a comeback from tennis elbow. Visakha Stadium, Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium, Hyderabad, Uppal. That stadium had not been completed. It had just about come up. That hallway was a very dark hallway.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
dark hallway, right? I remember Tendulkar coming in his car, getting out of the car, coming in, And in that huge dark hallway, there were some 10-15 photographers waiting for him. When he walked in, the camera clicks that went off, it was daylight inside that hall.
I can imagine. I can seriously imagine.
I don't think aura gets bigger than Tendulkar in this country.
No, 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 not at all, not at all. Yes, true, true. I've seen those things. The way he carries himself, a man of lot of character, lot of humility. What he has achieved is incomparable, cutting across any generation.
Well, we're going to talk about a lot. We've just started with Tendulkar. Welcome to another episode of the Bombay Sport Exchange. Today we have with us Mr. Ramji Srinivasan, the fitness trainer of the Indian team between 2009 and 2013, part of the 2011 World Cup winning unit. Worked with Mumbai Indians in the past, spent a decade working in the Indian domestic circuit with the Tamil Nadu Ranji Trophy team, with the Kerala Ranji Trophy team, handled the NCA, did his stint at the MRF Pace Academy. The list is endless. Has worked with Formula Racing. Welcome, Ramji. Thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure to be talking to you. You learn a lot of new things when I talk to you. Seriously.
So many years that I've had the opportunity to talk to you, and so many wonderful stories, so many wonderful anecdotes, the inspirational stuff that happens, or rather has happened over the years in Indian cricket. I hope document some of it in today's conversation. We're talking about Tendulkar. How about adding some cricketers to that list of people who took fitness came naturally to them? MS Dhoni is another name that comes to mind. Natural athlete.
Yes, absolutely. You're right.
Obviously, before I move on to the one and only Mr. Virat Kohli, talking about MS, you've seen MS from such close quarters. Where he was the captain of the Indian team. You worked so closely with him, especially now that you're based in Chennai. The amount of time that you get to spend there. Is he a gym guy?
People told me he never visited the gym, especially some of the players. Dhoni is natural. He would have done very well in any sport, either soccer or even boxing or...
Soccer, though, he's the best footballer in the Indian team.
Absolutely. This one happened in Nagpur against, if I'm not wrong, against South Africa in 2009 when I joined. Viru challenged me in the dressing room. Ram, I'll challenge you to take MS Dhoni to the gym. He will never come. I'll give you whatever you ask for. I was new to that team at that time. I didn't even know what is a culture, what is a thing. I did better to be low-key, quietly do things and go. Viru, full Josh. Believe it or not, within 15 minutes, Dhoni, MSD came to me, Anna, let's do the gym. Viru fell off the chair. Even now, I don't know how did it happen. Nagpur, that new stadium, Jamta. In the dressing room, they have a small gym. So in the gym, MSD came, we did this, say, what do we do? And I gave him the schedule, these are the things, just do it. He's not a gym guy, basically. He likes his own space.
He's like a natural athlete. He can, looking at him run at his speed.
Explosive is unbelievable explosive speed. Off the block, he can give any youngster a challenge for money now. 0 to 50 meters, very few Indian cricketers can beat him. Off the block, he is extremely quick. Like a sprinter. Even SRT off the block is very quick, especially running between the wickets.
The 22-yard burst.
Exactly. Both were very good. At that point of time, Raina was phenomenal, very fit. Virat was coming into the team then. Gautam Gambhir was off the block is also again very quick off the block. A master in everything. Jedi master I used to call him. Sachin. Master of the universe, Sachin. There are others, those who are really put in a lot of hard yards into fitness at that point of time. Really, people don't know about it. What do you call Raina? He used to put a lot of effort.
I've heard Jonty Rhodes speak so highly about Suresh Raina.
Whether it's running or in the gym, he's there always. Before Virat came into the picture, I'm talking about 2008, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, very well. Yeah, even after that. Not that he stopped, even after that.
I remember one conversation, some public forum Jonty Rhodes was talking on. Somebody asked him, the best Indian fielder ever that he's seen. Yeah. He said Suresh Raina.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. He won't hesitate to fall down, he don't hesitate to dive. Very strong and robust boy.
Well, I come from a very different world. For me, it was Azharuddin, it will remain Azharuddin.
See, the beauty of cricket is, different skill needs different type of fitness. That is not there in any other sport. Whether it's a soccer player, maybe it's a difference between your goalkeeper and a maybe midfielder and a left winger or right winger or a attacking back or even the defender, or even you take an NFL, it'll be or NBA, anybody, anything, high performance,
intensity
high
sport.
intensity sport is concerned, there is not this much variables in the fitness component compared to cricket.
Come on, in the 90s, which is the diet of cricket that I grew up on, Sri Lanka were the best team in the world and the most unfit team in the world. I'm sorry to say. I mean, so if I
Yeah.
had to list my top five batsmen of all time, right up there would be Arvind De Silva for me, right? I mean, I just used to love watching
Oh, yeah.
Arvind De Silva bat. But again, not a fit man. And Arvind De Silva relatively was still fit in that Sri
In
Lankan
that
team.
Sri Lankan team.
You know, right from the days of Dilip Mendes to kind of, Arjuna
Yeah.
Ranatunga, Asanka Guruchinga,
Correct.
fitness was never part of their.
Domain at all.
Yeah.
Actually, Alex Contouri was an Australian physio who came and brought in the cricket fitness culture and sports science culture into the team. Yeah, having said that, players, how they looked at fitness was completely different even in 90s and early 2000s. Things have changed in the last 15, 20 years. People have started to take fitness seriously. Maybe I would give a lot of credit to Andrew Lippis, because bringing in the system in place, I would give a lot of credit to Adrian Lero, who was
Oh,
with
yes.
the Indian team in 2003,
Yes.
4, 2, 3 or 3, 4 if I'm not wrong. Then he left. 2, 3. I mean,
Yeah,
after
yeah,
the World
yeah,
Cup.
yeah. South Africa World Cup.
South Africa World Cup. Then Gregory King came in.
Greg
He
King.
also brought in a lot of system in place. No, we have to accept and
If I remember correctly, Gregory King was also into yoga and all, right?
yeah, yes. He was into yoga. He was bringing a lot of new things. You know, he's a very good, very systemized, process-driven people. See, highly educated, highly qualified. It's not one of guy who did a certification and come back into the system. Sports science is also, we have to understand, is new to India. So we need to be very mindful of the fact that where we stand in the scale of 1 to 10 compared to the foreigners. The problem was none of the coaches or the players trusted an Indian SNC. Mainly because of knowledge, pace, where you come from, what is your background, and your exposure to international level of athletes. Third one is your being honest about a lot of things. You know, what I mean, a lot of things.
You use such an important word, trust. Trust is everything.
100%.
If a cricketer, what is a cricketer's biggest fear? And a sports person's biggest
Yes.
fear is that an injury can make such a huge difference to a career. A short-term injury, a long-term injury, the prospect of an injury, the healing part, everything is valuable information worth its weight in gold in an open market where
Absolutely.
competition is so high, especially in Indian cricket, where
Yes.
your place is under scrutiny
Scrutiny.
all the time.
Absolutely.
For each player there are several multiple contenders for that spot.
Thousands waiting outside.
In that kind of a cutthroat scenario, if a player has to open his heart out and speak about what he's going through, he really has to trust.
Absolutely.
You gain the trust of some of the biggest cricketers of that time. I mean,
A lot of big iconic play opened up to me, but end of the day, what matters, Srini, is it dies with me. Nothing goes
I know.
from.
Someday you should write an autobiography and put it out.
No, because somebody asked me what happened. No. Dressing room is so sacrosanct. Nothing comes out. It's a place for. It's like their second home.
You used to be sacrosanct.
Oh, I don't know about now. I rarely watch cricket now.
Exactly.
To be very
Now you are
honest.
not part
no,
of the
No,
setup.
After SRT retired, thank
we
you.
still track the ecosystem.
Yeah. So they trust, and because off the record, a lot of things have been told. You don't want to curry favor from many players. You know, you don't want to for your contract to be extended or IPL contracts or here and there. You don't want to make vitamin M extra, vitamin bucks to take their trust into consideration and do it. No, I am not a person like that.
Sachin, MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli. It eventually boils down to Virat. To my mind, Virat began to grow in stature at a time when social media began to peak.
Yes.
Right. a very different generation of fans, a very different section of fans, young, brash,
Yes.
vocal about their likes and dislikes, kind of began to kind of find their allegiances in the game. And Virat growing in stature, automatically drew them closer to this thing. So that fan following of Virat Kohli
Yeah.
I've always been in awe of it. To be in a position like that and to understand how he wants to pursue his career, set that benchmark for himself. He could have been just another guy because he was still a very talented guy.
Very talented, yes, absolutely.
But I remember, I don't know who was telling me this, but I remember this wonderful story about Virat Kohli where fitness is concerned, what did he set upon himself? He said, find the fittest cricketer in the world. I want to be 20% fitter than that. Can you think of another cricketer, not just in India, anywhere in the world, who single mindedly made fitness such an important talking point in the career?
The transition happened in Virat in 2012.
Yeah.
After IPL,
Yeah.
we met up in Chennai for a Sri Lankan tour, and Duncan Fletcher was a coach then. And after IPL, everybody was in a rotten state,
Yeah.
unfit. We were all shocked to see how the players were. That is when Virat started. You have to give a lot of credit to Duncan Fletcher also. Virat completely stopped what he liked the best. He sacrificed a lot. We see an end product. What he underwent, nobody knows.
The Virat Kohli that I remember is in 2011. After the World Cup, we went to West Indies. And I remember in Barbados, I was walking down one street at some 11:30, 12 at night. And it was a party lane. Right?
Correct.
12 o'clock at the night, you see Virat Kohli like kind of full on, kind of in party mode. And then you would wonder, this guy like, where is he headed with his cricket? Like, kind of such a huge talent, and where is this career heading? You would wonder. That Virat Kohli I remember, and then I remember the Virat Kohli who took charge of the Indian Test team in 2015. Two different people.
Completely
Two totally different people.
I was there till 2013 when he shifted gear. He would be the first to hit the ground, irrespective of who is coming or not. He was not worried. That's when he shifted gear. He said, no compromise on my fitness. I want to be the fittest. He was the fittest at that point of time. And when a captain wants to do that to the entire team, rest all have to follow. He set a team culture of fitness 100%. There is no two ways about it. It's no brainer.
Setting a sense of discipline generally. I mean, there are hundreds of youngsters, thousands, millions of
Absolutely.
youngsters watching him. He's setting an example for an entire generation.
Seriously, we were in Delhi. Michael Jackson movie last
This is it.
This is it was released. We had a special
2009.
10. No? So we had a premiere show. The team. So we went. I unfortunately sat in Virat's car that day. Suresh Raina, Virat, Piyush Chawla, and me. We were sitting behind. Suresh was sitting next to him. Virat drove a car in Delhi, peak traffic. I don't know. I was literally levitating in the back seat. I couldn't bear it. I have seen Naren drive. The amount of control, trust me on this. If I had a currently, if he's driving like that, I would have taken a video and put it on social media. Absolute control, unbelievable. He had a Honda Civic, white color Honda Civic. The way he drove is still so fresh in my mind, and the amount of control what he had in his hand in the steering and negotiating, and we had to reach there by 7 o'clock or something. We reached by 7:02 or something like that.
Now I'm wondering, what is it about great cricketers and their love for racing?
No, it's the natural instinct.
He's a huge fan. And plus,
Dhoni, again, it's big time. He is a lover of MotoGP. He had a team also. For you to be calm and composed and relaxed, focused, like a yoga thing and the spirituality, golf is good.
right.
If you want adrenaline rush and full like a heavy metal song getting into your head or headbanger's ball, you need to get into racing. So these guys have natural instinct, especially batters. You see the natural instincts, hand-eye coordination, the reflexes is spot on.
Outside of this training bit, I remember meeting, obviously I won't name the cricketers, I remember meeting a bunch of young India cricketers one morning, around breakfast time, and there was some sort of a camp going on. I remember they were like waiting for their breakfast, etc., to come, and I could notice, Virat Bhai is in everybody's mind. So even the breakfast, suddenly any youngster you see in the morning wants to have, very conscious egg whites, egg whites in the plate. They have heard Virat saying that, a nice pot of green tea with lemon. So now a nice pot of green tea with lemon. No, I'm saying, see how much of a difference does it
Absolutely.
make? This I'm talking about, 2016, 17, 18. When that guy was at his peak, right? Phenomenal peak.
Absolutely.
And every youngster is like, यार, बनना है तो इसके जैसे बनना है. If I have to follow someone, then I might as well follow this guy.
Absolutely.
The batter that he is, what he's doing for India, all of that aside, the personal benchmarks that he set for himself, everything was going on. So I remember a wonderful anecdote having this conversation with an NBA fan, an India guy, an NBA fan in Abu Dhabi. And Abu Dhabi hosts, the opening leg
Correct.
of NBA every year. I was watching one of the NBA matches, and we were talking about Virat Kohli. And he said, Virat Kohli is the first guy, and that guy was a young fellow, not from the Tendulkar generation. He's like, Virat Kohli is the only India sports person who allows me to participate in a global sports discussion where they know where I'm coming from, where they help me identify India, Virat Kohli. It is he brought that to a global stage.
Absolutely.
To the extent that podcast, the Joe Rogan show in America, like
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
the
yeah, absolutely.
best podcasts, the guy is discussing with his guest. Have you heard of this guy Virat Kohli from India? What if I tell you he has more Instagram followers than LeBron James? And that guy is like, are you serious? Like, kind of, and then the discussion goes further.
His contribution is, I'm a too small a man to talk about his contribution or any of those things. From my domain, I can talk, push the boundaries, raise the bar.
Again, trust, because he got a guy like Ravi Shastri.
Yes.
Who he could bank on.
Oh, Ravi Shastri was his mentor, friend, philosopher, and guide, and who advised him on every level. Absolutely. Somebody like Ravi Shastri, you are lucky to have. Very few people can have somebody like him. What you see is what you get. There's no window dressing done there, and cares a hoot.
The best part with Ravi is like he's very clear in his mind in terms of what he wants.
Exactly.
Right. So, like for example, even the cricket that India played when he was the coach, he said, yeah, there is a lot of cricket. You play a lot of cricket throughout the year. But for him, it was very clear. If you are not winning in Australia, or you're not winning
Exactly.
in England, or you're not winning in South Africa, you really aren't doing much. He set that benchmark, and that spilled over to how Virat was thinking. What do you make of the yo-yo tests that he introduced? Why I'm asking you is also this. When Ravi and Virat were around, Yo-Yo had a compulsory benchmark, 16. Over a period of time, that rule has gone away. Now you just have to do Yo-Yo test,
Just for.
but you just have to. Then there's like try and do better than your previous time.
Every SNC who wants to come in wants to bring a new system in place. That is the norm. It's norm anywhere in the place to show that they are bringing in something onto the table nobody has ever brought in. I spoke about this in 2018, if I'm not wrong, that having this as mandatory for selection, just one aspect of fitness, which doesn't encompass all components of fitness. I'm against that, actually, basically. Still now, I would hold on to my, expertise on that. You're an economic student, you just pass accounts and you're passed. No, it is not done that way. So I think people got the wrong end of the stick as far as the yo-yo is concerned. It is for selection of, because cricket is a skill-oriented game. That is not directly proportional to the skill. It enhances the skill, prevents injuries. The benefits of fitness is no-brainer, everybody knows. But do you hold it for a selection? Just one aspect, her selection also, I don't know, I'm not qualified to talk about it. But one aspect of fitness alone is enough to declare you fit. I'm against, I'm not for it. What is required for a batter is completely different for a fast bowler or a spinner or a wicket keeper. There may be crossovers on certain things, but just one thing can declare a person fit? No. Just alone, aerobic fitness alone can declare a person fit.
Then where do you draw a line for cricketers to respect basic fitness?
No, that is where very important is you set a basic benchmark. Have a basic benchmark according to the age. For example, somebody like 37, 38 years old, Virat, take Virat now, and Virat 10 years earlier, when he was 24 and 25 and raring to go, you cannot have the same level of fitness thing. However, whichever way you cut the cake, it's known.
Fair enough.
So you need to set a benchmark from under 16 onwards, standardization. You set up standardization from under 16 onwards or under 14 onwards. So these are the standardization for till 16, not going into speciality because you need to have a solid base. Then you progress into 19, where more or less crossing into the men's domain, you set up standardization for various skill set. For a batters, these are the protocols need to be done. These are the basic standardized system you need to cross. For a fast bowler, for a wicket keeper, for a spinner, for a batting all-rounder, for a bowling all-rounder. It is a very complex thing. You need to set a norm. You need to set basic norm. If you are playing for India, these are the norms to be filled from NCA. Okay, this is what we need to look up to. You need to give time for the players to understand the system in place.
Let's look at it this way. You have a 16 is the benchmark for yo-yo. Okay, from what you are saying, yeah, 16 should be the aspirational level. But that doesn't mean that if you're doing 12 or 14, you should not be considered for the Indian team.
It's very difficult to dissect that way because skill and fitness, where do you draw the line? But as far as bringing fitness into the system, bringing certain discipline, there's a certain focus into the system, because when you do set up certain standardization, it is not only fitness what you improve. You work on your mental resilience, you work on discipline. There are also fringe benefits which comes in along with the fitness. So it can be directly proportional the way he or she approaches the game when they have certain standardized levels. It is not fitness testing, passing is not the end product. There are other benefits when you're doing that, which is directly reflecting onto the game. So set up various standard on various aspects of fitness, components of fitness from various ages. 16 is the age group I'm talking about. From 16, from 19 onwards or from 17 onwards, set up various standardization for various age groups.
Right.
That is when you develop a system in place. If you don't have process and protocols in place, you can talk to the cows come home. Nothing is going to happen. It will be a flash in the pan. Everybody will talk about it for some time, then they'll forget. We have the tendency to do that. New broom sweeps clean. After some time, it will be in the back burner. So when you don't have data to fall back on or crunch numbers or inference from the data, that you tell the players, boss, they will have all the answers. Boss, I did in indoor. I did 19.2. Keep the thing in indoor. The stadium may not be having indoor facility. I did when the temperature was 22 degrees. Now you are asking me to do it in 25, 35 degrees outdoor. How can I replicate the thing?
Same thing.
Then what is the answer you have?
If you are the fitness trainer of a team, a cricketer comes to you and says, you know what, I don't like going to the gym. What?
There were people. Ravindra Jadeja, for example, superb question you asked. Jaddu has never done gym. Can you believe it? This rocket throws.
And the best fielder.
One of the best fielder in the world currently, and he has been under the radar for nearly 12 years. Nobody spoke about his fitness.
I agree with you.
Absolutely.
The one time that he got injured and missed out on the T20 World Cup was a mishap.
Correct. That boy, he loves running. He used to, when we were in Sri Lanka, 2012, I remember, he used to get, in Dambula, he used to get dropped somewhere near the outgate in the jungle. He used to run and come to the hotel. We will be going in the bus. He'll be coming, running. Just within 2 or 3 minutes, he'll be there. That boy, he never did weights. He said, Anna, I'm not going to do weights because I'll get tight.
When a guy like Jadeja comes and says, I don't want to go to the gym, what do? You just leave him alone?
No, not leave him alone. We have to explain to him not to lift. We have to give him choice of exercise, what is pertinent to his skill.
Okay.
That exercise, he is not into heavy weights or heavy lifting and other thing.
Which is fine, you say.
Which is fine, which is absolutely fine. We talk about horses for the courses. Which horse for which course? You cannot have a racing horse for a rodeo horse. Choice of horses is very important.
Right.
What they want to do is tweak the exercises according to the skill.
I remember Ravi talking to me about Mohammad Shami.
Shami, okay.
And, kind of just feed him well, allow him to eat what he wants to eat, and just leave him alone. And say something that will annoy him. And then the opposition has had it.
Different players have different triggers. That only the coach will know. The smart coach will know what triggers somebody like Zach. You trigger him, the way he bowls is after that is unplayable. Anybody in the world. Somebody, Sachin, you cannot trigger. If you trigger him, thank you only. You will be 2 inches shorter end of the day. Any player who is fielding or bowling.
You brought out an interesting point. With Sachin, even with Virat, you could sense that now is not the time when they want to
Exactly.
socialize. There was something about Tendulkar, I remember, on the field. Automatically, when he was in a socializing mood, there would be something about his personality that would immediately reflect,
Yes.
okay, now you can go and say hello to him.
Yes.
And there were moments when you knew looking at him, now is not the right time to go and say hello to him.
Absolutely. This has happened so many times. We finished a warm up and go. When they wear the whites or when they cross the rope, no, the look they have, my God, they look through you like a glass.
Same is with Virat also.
Everybody, the way they look through you as if you don't even exist. You feel extremely small at that point of time.
Yeah.
You start doubting, maybe they don't like me being here. We are all natural human. To think is like that is natural.
It's almost like a shield that comes.
What? That instant, that shutter is down. Their shutter is down, but they look through you like a glass.
And suddenly you meet the same guy in the evening.
By afternoon when they come for lunch or tea, on completely different switch in personality. Initially it was a bit unnerving. I didn't know how to react, frankly speaking. Then I go, okay, this switch on and switch off, this sort of mode is something these people are constantly doing it. Completely. That white, it's beauty, something beauty about the white dress. Something, they look so good, man. Lovely they look. And the way they prepare themselves in the dressing room, whether we are fielding or batting, it's something to watch, something to relish. Every player, they have their own routines. It's something, you can write a lot of more serials on that. Serial on Sachin's preparation, Virat, MSD, Lakshman, Dravid, etc., Zach, how they prepare to the bowling. It's beautiful, really beautiful.
You were talking about Zahir and, what was that guy like? I'll tell you why I'm asking. 2005 Asia Cup, Sri Lanka. That guy was out, down and out. He wasn't getting wickets, he had lost pace, injuries had taken a toll, fitness was a major issue. So Rahul Dravid was the captain, and I think it was again Rahul, Sachin and Zach get along so well.
Yes.
So some advice would have come obviously from there, because it was at that time that Zach decided to go away and spend that entire season with Worcestershire.
Before that, he came to Chennai. He was in Chennai for nearly 2 months with his hamstring injury.
Okay.
2005-06. He was in Chennai in Pace Foundation training with me. At that point of time, Parthu was there, Kaif was there, a lot of people were there in Chennai. Then he went to UK. Rest is history.
What did he do? What did Zahir Khan do during that time? Because when he came back, I don't think there has been a breath of fresher air in Indian cricket. 2007 Tour of England, he became the talking point, right? The Jelly Beans Test match, Nottingham.
Zach is a very private person.
Yeah.
Very, very private. He also understands his body better. He knows what suits him, what doesn't suit him. He doesn't like running that much. He likes to spend time in the gym and doing very specific things pertinent to fast bowling. That's what he has been doing. 2006, when he had a hamstring injury, he was in Chennai for nearly one and a half months, if I'm not wrong. He was training 2 sessions a day. Chennai is exactly not Switzerland in summer. So that amount of heat he was putting hard yards on that. Then he went to, I think, Moinudullah Trophy. Then he went to Worcestershire. After that, Zach, different ball game
44
altogether.
wickets, I still remember. I think
Oof,
44.
what a
44.
bowler. Somebody like Zach and all, if he keeps going, thank you only. Unplayable. That is what the trigger. Zach, if you give him trigger, that is it. Nobody can face him.
And he also went on to take over the mentoring role, because I remember in 2011 on the tour of West Indies, Ishant was finally
Yeah.
beginning to come into his own.
Yes.
He was again
Zach's
changing.
advice was
Exactly.
very,
He
and
credited
from Australia,
Zaid Khan.
yeah, 100%. Zach is a very, very brilliant analyzer of the game. Brilliant, what do you call, mind. We have to use somebody.
An engineer.
Absolutely, logical thinking, out of the box thinking, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I mean, looking back, that
Actually, not an engineer, an engineering student.
engineering student. Then he joined Pace Foundation. Rest is history.
Cricket's gain was engineering.
Yeah,
loss.
absolutely. And 98, I remember Zach coming into Pace Foundation. He used to hate running. We used to go to the beach around 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how many curses I have had in my life by all these guys, those who made up to the Indian team at that point, from Irfan to last to Varun Aran. Oof, running was the major thing which I used to focus on. And they used to hate the sight of me. I know that they'll give Gali in Hindi. I don't know, like Hindi is like Latin and Greek to me. So happily I'll smile. They must be wondering, this man doesn't have any shame. I'm giving him Gali, he's smiling. So it was a good end of the day. They all played for the country. I'm very, very happy for them. Looking back, that's the only thing what people like me,
Zaid Khan, the Nairobi
relish.
debut. I mean,
2000
you don't forget
Yuvraj.
these things, just etched in memory for a lifetime.
Absolutely.
I wanted to talk to you about Yuvraj. Again, from the outside, how do we see Yuvraj? We see Yuvraj as this perennial party boy, perennial, kind of, isko kya ye, cricket khelta hoga and raat ko he would be going for another party. To be true, a long career, to say a successful career is an understatement.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the most prolific careers that Indian cricket has seen. And to be very true, he big tournaments and all, he was always there. Never like a guy who was. So if he really actually had a poor lifestyle, he wouldn't have survived this
No
long.
chance. What you see is not what you get in Yuvraj. One of the nicest human beings you can ever see. Initially, that swagger, and that style, and it is his style. It is.
Yeah.
And Virat was very close to him at that point of time, and taking a lot of cues from Yuvraj, was like a godfather.
All of them, even Rohit and all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yuvraj was like a prince, literal
Yeah.
prince, and very honest boy, very, very nice boy. In Sri Lanka, he made so much of effort to get into the serious fitness zone on the ground, running and fielding. And I'm telling you, phenomenal character, boss. Phenomenal character. I remember in 2000, he was representing India in the under 19.
Yeah, 99.
I did the camp
Mohammad
in Chennai.
Yasir. Yeah,
Kaif was the captain.
Kev was the captain.
That time I remember him wearing a thick gold chain, like, like when big zamindari came into this. I was wondering who this boy was. The chain would have costed, that would have weighed quite a number of kgs. Looking back, just as a joke. So, his swagger and abundant talent.
A free-flowing Yuvraj Singh batting is a sight to watch like no other.
Grace, so
in
much
Indian
of
cricket.
grace.
If Yuvraj can be seen middling the ball, you just hang on there and
Yeah,
just watch him.
it's
Pay
like,
to watch him.
Absolutely. You would pay any amount to watch him. Individually, even if he's playing alone as a player, you would pay to watch UV. Such grace, man. And what a fielder.
What a fielder.
Because nobody talks about
So
it.
all of this couldn't have happened if he wasn't a phenomenally fit guy.
He was naturally talented, phenomenally disciplined. What people saw was for outsiders.
And that's what I said.
Ignorance.
From the outside, you would feel he leaves one party, goes to another. That's the
So be it.
Yeah.
Even when West Indian players do it, you appreciate.
Ravi.
Ravi. But still he performed on the
Of
ground.
course, next morning.
Next-
So, okay, the beauty about Ravi is playing days he was young, so he was
Yeah, yeah.
supremely fit. He in fact started the cricketing culture in Don Bosco School, Matunga. Don Bosco Matunga was perennially a football driven school.
Wow.
You know, Jatin Paranjpe is also from Don
DB,
Bosco.
okay.
Yeah. Ravi actually kind of inculcated a cricketing culture in that school, like for
Wow.
one of the first guys. Even today, Ravi, after having been there, done that, today he just does commentary more to have
correct.
fun, and he loves having a good time.
There's nothing
with his
wrong, boss.
Exactly. But then, what I realize about Ravi is that in the morning, when you have to go to the stadium, he's the first guy down in the hotel lobby waiting for the car. First guy. You ask anybody who works with him, if you have to book his tickets, flight tickets, you ask him, Ravi, when do you want to fly?
Early morning.
First flight in the morning. First flight in the morning. That's it. He's very clear. If he has to travel, even if he has to go home, you can be like, I don't want to wake up early, man. I'll like kind of go around, say, take the evening flight, sleep. First flight in the morning.
Wow.
That's it. He is like that.
Switched
Serious
on.
discipline. Not many know, in fact, Ramji, that while he was the coach of the Indian team, in the middle of his stint, he went through a knee replacement, Ravi Shastri. Yeah. Guy is so phenomenally fit, that when he finished his surgery, came out, the rehab and everything, he went through it, everything. And in 2 months' time, he was back standing like nothing had happened.
86. Why this particular thing I remember is the resilience, mental resilience. We were all talking in college. Look at the mindset, man. Still hanging on for a victory, which we have lost the game. Right. He brought it to the jaws of victory. Unfortunate that was not out. I suppose so. I may lead to a little bit of a controversy.
We are supposed to believe that it wasn't
it was not out. So make believe, okay, within quotes. So the man's resilience, I'm still repeating, that man's mental resilience is you can derive a lot of things from a lot of people.
Mental toughness is extremely important when you talk about fitness, right?
Absolutely, it brings in
it's all
a strong mind houses a strong, it's a cliched word, and a strong body houses a strong mind. But how do you use those things for the benefit of the game is very important.
That brings me to another conversation actually. One of the things I don't understand, and I have never brought myself to figure out why it happens only happens in Indian cricket. Why are we not forthcoming and honest about fitness and injuries, etc., in Indian cricket? Why is it always like some sort of a state secret? I have never seen a statement coming out before it getting leaked. Oh, this player is missing out on this series because he's injured. Getting injured is not some sin and not some punishment.
Part and parcel
you
of
are
any
playing
sport.
a sport, that's why you're getting injured. Which sports person has not gotten injured?
Exactly.
But in Indian cricket, why is it a sort of
stigma?
It's like a stigma. It's like a taboo.
100% true. It's $1 billion question actually. I don't know why they don't want, if somebody's got a back injury, or a hamstring tear, so grade 2 tear, grade 3 tear, so what? Nobody's going to play a game or a match to get injured.
Exactly.
Is there any logic?
Which cricketer wants to get injured?
Absolutely. Especially getting injured in India can be a death knell.
So that is where I was coming to. Is that a fear? Oh my God, if this goes out and I'm injured, then they are going to look at me as a guy who's unfit. Then they are not going to consider...
Possibility. Because the ecosystem has to still get matured. Okay, but that boy is predominantly is injury prone. You can be branded like that. He may be a good cricketer, fabulous cricketer, iconic cricketer, but still he is injury prone during important matches. If we lose him, the entire team loses. That is one logic, which may not be true. So you need to have a robust system in place. That's why again I'm telling you, from fitness angle, you need to have a robust system, process and protocols in place. From sports science angle, you need to have proper people, proper process and protocols in place. We lack that. I'm saying that we lack that. We have a couple of very good sports medicine doctors here based out of Mumbai and Chennai or anywhere, world class doctors, medical facilities here, and the hardware, the facilities are there. 20 years back, we didn't have a gym to even work out.
Yeah.
We go to a hotel room, the gym room will be 200, 300 square feet area for a team to perform. Now it's not like that. So the thing is, you need to set robust process and protocols in place pertinent to Indians. That is when it percolates down to every level, from coaches, from support staff, from the administration to the management, everything. It has to be a process. Cannot happen overnight. The players can be branded.
Branding alone had to pull a cricketer down, then Jasprit Bumrah would have never kind of achieved the heights that he has.
He came back strong again and again and again.
2018, when he made his debut in South Africa, I remember first test match, Newlands. I was there for that series. Michael Holding, no less. Michael Holding, kind of in commentary, even outside of commentary, general discussion, he was very clear that a guy like Jasprit Bumrah cannot survive long. I mean, with the kind of action that he has, he's defied all logic, all experts. See, Michael Holding, no less. When Michael Holding speaks,
you listen.
Right?
Exactly.
So when people and Michael Holding has later gone on to admit that, this is like a freak of nature. I'm sorry, but I never expected this to. He's defied all logic.
Like SRT, even Malinga. If people say Malinga won't last, slingy action. He had his own share of injuries, knee and other thing, but still he played till he retired.
Yeah.
So Bumrah is like a hybrid.
No, I have a logic. I said this in my previous podcast also. I have this logic that BCCI should pay Jasprit Bumrah 25 crore every year to not play the IPL.
Maybe possible.
I'm telling you, wrap him up in cotton wool. Like, I love that line from Bharat. There are horses and there are race horses.
Yeah.
When there are race horses, then you need to treat them like stallions.
That's a breed. That's a separate breed.
It's like, a race horse will not run every race. That's like only the derby.
Exactly. That's how it has to be. That's like a Formula 1 car. You cannot drive Formula 1 car on the road. There are iconic players. You preserve them for people to relish and enjoy his game, for him to create records, for India to win. See, you have to do those things. When Australians do it, we appreciate it. Look at the way they protect the players from playing one days or T20s and other things, whatever it is, IPL or whatever it is.
Which is something I used to say about Virat Kohli also. Obviously, the Twitter fans of Virat Kohli, and I used to have this argument where I used to say, I don't care if Virat Kohli plays T20 cricket or he doesn't, because I remember this lovely quote from Albie Morkel at the start of IPL, 2009, South Africa. I remember I was standing at the Nets Centurion and I was talking to Albie, generally asking him, I said, what is the difference in this format as compared to every other format of the game? He says, if I play 100 T20 internationals, nobody is going to talk about me. If I play 50 test matches, I will be in the history books forever. I play 200 T20 internationals, it doesn't matter. Nobody will be saying, that guy played 100 T20 internationals. It doesn't matter. Correct. That guy played 50 test matches for India is a thing, right? Or South Africa is a thing. So with Virat, I was wondering, Virat is a T20 king. No, he's not. T20 today it would be Virat Kohli. Tomorrow it will be
already started.
Rahul Tewatia, and day after it will be someone. No disrespect to anyone. I'm just saying it could be anyone. But I want to see Virat Kohli, the one-day cricketer, Virat Kohli, the test cricketer.
Test. That's why it's called test. Test of everything. Oh my God. 5 days test of everything. I have experience talking to a couple of SNCs from the racing circuit and how they view cricket. Something very funny. Naren introduced me to a couple of people from Red Bull and talking to them. They say cricket is a game, it's not a sport. I said, I strongly disagree with you. Ask somebody to drive for 5 days standing. It's a different game. It's a different sport altogether. You need mental resilience. Cricket is a game of mental resilience and skill. Highly skilled game. If you don't know, then don't talk about that game. If I say Formula 1 is just going around circuit 60 laps, what is the big thrill about it? The way cricket is looked upon, especially the test match, is something unbelievable. I used to enjoy being there in the test match rather than one day or T20. It is like fast food. That's like Michelin star food.
But on that note, I can definitely say one thing. Indian cricket is in very good hands, because when you look at today's cricketers, they realize, they understand the importance of this. All of you, Shubman Gill, you give him a choice, he will prefer test cricket over everything else. Absolutely. He knows what is going to make people remember Shubman. He has understood that very well. And he's not the only one. KL,
Washington
Boom,
Sundar, yeah,
anyone.
Bumrah, yeah,
Washington
Siraj.
Sundar, my favorite. What's his nickname?
Washington Sundar's nickname is God Cooper Govind.
Why exactly?
This we played a prank on him during Ranji Trophy in 2016
Which is what?
in Nagpur. In fact, just played a prank that I told him somebody named God Cooper Govind is waiting for you there in the what do you call dining area. He really believed, wow, who is he, sir? He said, he's a big selector, man. He really believed us. We were having laughing a gut out outside looking at him. He went and approached him, man. Sir, are you God Cooper Govind? I said, what the fuck? He came out so embarrassed. That's when he named God Cooper Govind. Sweetheart he is.
So I was after the Australia thing, Gabba Test match. I sent him a text message saying, "Well done, God Cooper Govind." So he's there. Oh, Ramji, you spoken to Ramji, is it?
Hilarious. We used to make a lot of these pranks in the team when I was there with Bala and
I'm
2016.
so happy for Washi.
Yeah, very, very well.
Poor fellow. I mean, the amount of injuries that kept on restricting
Yeah.
him again and again and again. All of us thought, misfortune maybe, but finally he's at least getting that.
No,
due.
good cricketer, good mind. Very, very solid. Very, very.
All I want is for him to be taken a little more seriously as the batter. That was.
Going back to that, I remember this was in Deodhar, if I'm not wrong. We are playing in Delhi against. I don't remember the.
Tamil Nadu and
Tamil Nadu, yes, when we won that year. The way you took on the bowlers, I think Irfan was there, if I'm not wrong. The way you took on Irfan and extended six, defense extended six. First time I'm seeing that.
I've seen glimpses of it in Sunrisers Hyderabad.
Oh, okay.
When he was allowed to back
That
up
time
the
I was
order.
there with the
Great
team,
guy.
so I had to watch. Otherwise, I don't watch. After SRT retired, I don't watch any match. However thrilling it is, World Cup or State Cup or any cup for that matter. So there are a lot of these youngsters. I want pushing the boundaries. Oh, very, very happy to see these youngsters doing well. As you rightly said, we are on the kids exactly know what they want. Very sharp.
Very
And what these kids were on 8 and 10-year-olds and 11 year 15 years back, when we won the World Cup, these kids, these boys would have been kids.
That's why I think every generation it is important to have the Tendulkars and the Virat Kohli kind of people coming.
Exactly.
So that they keep raising the bar
Exactly.
for the coming generation to kind of aspire that higher.
Yes.
So in that sense, phenomenal contribution, not just as cricketers, but as somebody who-
Personalities.
Yes.
Personalities. Cricket, okay, your statistics will be there, then it'll get erased after some time, but personalities remain. Why do we still talk about Mr. Gavaskar now? After 50 years, 71 and 72, 52 years or 50, whatever years, I mean, why do we still, we all used to feel very proud Mr. Gavaskar belonged to India. Single-handedly demolished West Indies, faced West Indies. Oh my God, I cannot even think... comprehend those sort of
that
things.
energy level is crazy. Indore test match got over and he was like fatigued and he had to come to the rush to the airport, was taking a flight. You can see the strain on his, he's walking, he's tired, and then the lady comes with, she's like, said something, Mr. Gavaskar, can I have an autograph? He's like, no, not one, you have to take 3.
It's a life lesson we can learn from people like him. It's not only your subject. Subject is very infinitesimal. What you learn from, you learn life lessons from them. That is very, very important. End of the day, it doesn't matter how much you are achieved in all your field. How good you are a human being is very important. What you have learned from every player, you learn something, boss. I have learned a lot of things. Not that I have become levitating you. No. Whatever I was 20 years back to now, I have matured into a better human being, I suppose, than what I was before. After you retire, after you finish playing another thing, what they look out at a person, oh, amazing cricketer. Okay, fine. Then what?
True.
Are you a good human being? That's what is important. Very, very important.
On that note,
Oh, thank you.
thank you so much.
I
Always a
hope it's
pleasure
not a
talking.
philosophy versus.
No, no, always a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for taking the time out.
Thank you. Always welcome, Srini. Always, I learn a lot of new things. Actually, a lot of new statistics. Whenever I talk to you, there are a couple of things I learned from you, which is very, very good. Keep learning. That's very important.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much for having me here. It's a pleasure always.